guys, today I'm here with a very exciting plan with me. I am going to be filming a co-plan with me with Whitney, who is the fabulous girl boss of Vintage Gypsy Road, and I'm very excited to be here with her.
Hey everybody, oops, I've already jammed up the camera.
You know, that's alright. We're gonna roll with it.
I'm really excited because this is one of the prettiest sets I think we've got going right now with the mermaids.
Yeah, we're gonna be pretty. Whitney has brought all of this beautiful mermaid gloriousness, and there is so much. She has like everything.
We need 3 planners just for this set, I think.
Yeah, which is why I have 3 planners. So
me too.
Yeah.
No, I think I have 4. And I'm gonna go with this one because I want to add a little bit of pink. But I know you like to do a set with everything, so we've got that too.
I'm the neurotic one. That's my job.
Yeah, we all have to be, right?
Yes. So I'm gonna like probably try some different things today since I can break.
Considering we have 2 of everything, I think you are free to run wild, especially because we do plan so differently.
Yeah.
It'll be interesting.
Out of curiosity, like when did you start, I don't think I've ever asked you that, like when did you start planning or like?
Well, I've always been a stationery addict. I remember actually going across the street growing up from my dad's office to, oh, that's a little crooked, to this stationery shop. And my mom had this gold cross pen that she had from her best friend. And I was fascinated by it because it was like this coveted thing, and I thought it was made from pure gold, of course. So I was like, ooh, and she carried the old Day at a Time, I think it was called, or At a Glance.
Yeah, that's what my mom uses.
And it was like this big, but like floppy skinny, and she had it with her always. I remember it was always in the front seat on the on the passenger side, and so we would go across the street to this stationery shop, and I would like touch all the paper and play with the pens and use the little tester pads, and I think that's pretty much when it started. But back when I was a kid, since I'm like twice your age, we didn't have like agendas at school. So I didn't really get into like the whole planner aspect of things until later. And in fact, I didn't get into an Erin Condren until technically it's been 3 years, 3 planners. Despite me having like 7 planners. But a girl had contacted me because I was an artist and posted things on Instagram and asked me to create a pen roll because everybody was into all the different pens at the time. I don't think that's changed much since either. And then Dave made the original washi caddy, and then I started making stickers for myself because I wasn't seeing things that I liked. And so January 19th of last year is actually when VGR turned into a sticker company instead of just me, the artist. And that's kind of how it fell into place. An accidental business.
Yeah, that's like something that I always think it's interesting because some people get into the planning community through so many different, you know, there's some
avenues, like they're brought in by their friends, or they go to school and don't like their agendas that they get. I know a lot of people do it that way. I really was just a mom with a business of making art. So I didn't feel like I needed a planner when the gal first came to me, and I was like, oh, that's interesting, whatever. And then the more I looked at them, the more I knew I had to have it. Whether I used it or not wasn't really important. But I just loved them. So here we are. Which mermaid did you? Oh, we were using the same. Oh no, we're not.
I did the Down by the Sea at the top.
Yeah, this treasure. I hope I'm still in the frame.
Yeah.
I don't mind covering up that bottom to call. So it's funny to watch Plan With Me's because I always watch yours and I watch a bunch of other ones, and it's fun to see how it all comes together and how we do different things at different points of planning. I think one of the first things that I decide when I'm deciding on how my layout's going to be is the sticker that's usually goes up here.
Yeah.
But today I chose to go down here because I didn't want to cut off this darling little clipboard top where it says this week. But it's always fun to see.
That's always when I get a kit and it has the 8 stickers. The first thing I do is decide which one's my favorite because that's the one that's going in the corner.
Right? And I just use my fingernail. I know you use a protractor sometimes, but I've noticed that you don't use it as often as you used to.
I haven't been using as much washi that I need to tear on my own. And the 3mm washi, what I'll usually do, because I'm lazy as all get out, is if I don't want it sticking up at the top, I'll lay it down before I do the bottom washi and then just cover it with the bottom washi because the
fun thing is that you can cover so much so easily.
Yes.
Without even having to worry. Like with the horizontal planners, our vertical stickers totally work in horizontal planners because it's such a small margin of difference that with a 3mm, it's really a non-issue.
Yeah. I like what you're doing there with the 3mm.
It's one of those weird things, I think growing up, the coloring inside the lines concept, I feel like I have to frame it. I don't know, maybe it's just me and how my mom and I, how do you color? Do you color?
I always outline the area first and then color
exactly.
it in. Yeah.
So that's kind of my concept of how I do it. If it doesn't have that hard edge, then you didn't color right.
Yes. I am so funny about
how professional your coloring book looks. I understand.
Yeah.
It's a serious business, coloring
very
books.
serious business.
There we go. So I've got my trim, I guess you'd call it. I think there might be even room for a cute little mermaid. These mermaids are brand new to the set. Yay, see? Isn't this fun?
I've learned something.
We're going to learn some stuff from each other. This one is cracking me up. It's like she's a twerking mermaid. Her little booty's up, right? But I kind of like this one. She's laying there. This is the big version of this tiny one here. She's just laying there chilling. So now that we're talking, is that on film?
Yeah, it's on film.
Awesome.
Yeah. I don't have one of those cool cameras that automatically just starts a new file when the file reaches the maximum size.
It's actually a good thing, I think.
Yeah.
For editing, I would imagine instead of going through 7 different files to get what you need and line it all up.
I usually will because I do a lot of, when I'm, obviously not this time, but when I'm planning by myself, I speed through the repetitive parts. So I'll talk at the beginning and that way I know I can just take the rest of the clip and shrink it, put whatever speed, percentage I'm doing.
Well, that's good.
And then I don't have to watch it through because I hate watching myself. It's my least favorite part.
Yeah, I would imagine. I've tried watching myself, and that could be the reason why I don't do it anymore.
I get so sick of my own voice because I film it, and then when you're editing, even if I don't want to be listening to myself, I still end up hearing myself 6 times, and I never watch them. Once they're done, I never watch it all the way through, which has been a downfall sometimes when there's been issues halfway through the video and I didn't know that there was a black because I don't watch.
Whatever.
Yeah, I'm I will not watch myself because
I'm really having a hard time deciding about the girls. I think I'm just going to use them intermittently. Yeah, even in the big one, look, she's twerking. Down by the sea, you can twerk with me.
Twerking mermaid Barbie. That could be a thing.
Georgia would be happy to videotape her trying to twerk. She gets in trouble. I'm like, you can't twerk. It's not allowed.
Yeah.
That's
Wait a few more years for that.
I told her, I'm like, it's inappropriate.
I have no coordination, and now at this point in my life, I just don't care that I can't dance. But when I was a kid,
I'm the girl crying in the back of the step class. That's me, so it's okay. And I now have the shakes, so it looks like I'm trying to dance when I'm not actually doing anything. So what are your feelings on how a box needs to look with your weekend box banner? I always try to keep them almost kind of matching.
I know a lot of people do that, but honestly, for me, I like weekend banners, but as anyone who watches me knows, half the time I forget to put them down.
Me too.
So it's just like not what I think about. And a lot of times I end up putting my weekend banner on my bottom washi because
That's
Saturday
cute.
and Sunday are sometimes my busiest days.
Right.
Because that's when I'm not working.
Right.
And I do like all my errands and stuff. And
That's an interesting question. What are libraries closed on Sundays, or are they 7 days a week?
it depends. Some bigger libraries are open on Sundays. Like in the system I work in, the main library downtown is open on Sundays. They're open like 1 to 5. They're just open half days. But the branches are all closed on Sunday. There's like 18 branches or something crazy.
Gotcha. I'm such a book person that it's hard for me to, and it's not that I don't appreciate the concept of a library, but I need to own my books.
Yeah.
And the more so with all of these Kindles and all of the different...
I'll do audiobooks for some things, like Jim Dale, anything Jim Dale reads I love, and I'll do digital for that, but I don't own a single ebook.
I need to try out some audiobooks. Somebody else suggested it to me for work.
Yes.
Since I'm on the computer so much that I can just listen. Because I can't I can't binge watch and design at the same time. And I know some people can, and I'm just not capable. Like, I have to be fully present. Yeah. And listening, I guess, to the show is, I guess that the Netflix version of audiobooks. It's just not looking at the screen.
Yeah.
I'm having a lot of fun with this 3mm washi.
I know. I love like anything that's glitter or
it's pretty.
Some of it like almost starts to look like bokeh, which I love.
Yeah, me too. That's when what I did here is bring up the size to really draw the eye to each individual piece of the glitter. And it does, you're right, it ends up looking like bokeh.
I had like 4 people tag me to do like a 10 things about myself.
Oh, me too.
And
I won't tag you then. Oh, was it you?
I don't remember. Sometimes
I didn't actually
forget.
do it yet because I've been,
Yeah.
On vacation, so to speak.
But one of the things I think is funny is when I plan, like, I love vintagey looking spreads and like stuff that's more like artsy, colorful, bright. And then in my, like, as you can tell, well, the camera can't see me, I really like black.
Right.
And like geometric shapes. And I think that's why I like bokeh, because it's like the best of both worlds. It's like, it's a geometric shape and it's glittered and sparkly.
Well, your necklace, I was going to tell you, is super cute. For those who can't see it, like me, it is gold triangles on triangles. So it's almost like a puzzle piece, sort of geometric thing. It's really cute. I am in full vacation mode apparel. Just so everyone knows, I did not dress up for the plan with me.
I'm in my pajamas. Like 99% of videos I film, I haven't showered and I'm in my pajamas.
I'm glad you said it because it's your plan with me channel and I didn't want to say, P.S. I'm in my pajamas, but I am in my pajamas.
That's like the key. Whenever people will be like, oh, what top are you wearing? That's cute. It's like a sweatshirt I threw on over my pajamas. I have like a stack of Wild Fox jumpers that I'm obsessed with, and
I'm obsessed with our Ivory Ella house apparel. Dave and I share a lot of the t-shirts. Not this one in particular, obviously, because it's tie-dyed and very
Pink.
girly. However, the darker ones, Dave will come walking out and I'll be wearing the short sleeve version of what he has, and he's like, I didn't plan that. And I'm like, who cares? Nobody's gonna see me. Do you do, yeah, you do the outside. I don't know if anybody's noticed. Have you noticed that the scallops are purposely longer than they need to be?
Yeah. I like that because even if I need to, I like cut off like a loop if I want it to like hit a line, and if I don't, then...
I always liked the idea of an awning sort of feeling because of the scallop. And then what's also nice, other than the fact that I think no, we're good, is that they can go in either direction, which I think I mentioned in the listings, but I'll show you guys. This is the scallops, and they look like bars, but if you actually take a look at what they look like, they're scalloped. And so we made them to be able to fit this length as well as this length. And that just happens to be a nice way of trimming the side of your sidebars sometimes. I'll put a scallop facing in, depending on, usually more of the shabby chic versions of our kits, but I'll usually put a scallop facing in and it'll be really cute against the floral. And then just so people know, you can take, let's say, 3 millimeters, and there's 2 of each, and there's, I can't remember now how many we have of sets.
Bigger.
It did, because I really felt like the t-shirts needed to be included, because you can put them on top of scallops and add a little bit of dimension.
I think I've seen people use like the scallops vertically, like to mark off their weekend, like people that do more white space planning.
Right.
Because honestly, some of the most, whenever I like haul stuff and people haven't seen like a vintage Gypsy Road plan with me, the questions I get the most are like, what WTF am I supposed to do with the this 3 millimeter washi or these scallops? Like, what's the point? And I'm like, they're pretty, but also functional.
They're really great.
I just use them to be pretty, but other people use them to split things off or putting them vertically,
I guess that's
horizontal.
in terms of splitting things, that makes sense. I just like that with our sets being with the scallops and the 3 millimeter, that you can do any month and match, and you don't have to worry about the colors anymore, because we also now make the date covers and the days, which I don't have here on the table, but it doesn't matter what month you're in, your kit can match 100% unless you do a lot of white space. So you can cover up all the colors that don't match.
That like cut off a second of my camera stopped.
Oh, oops.
So that's alright.
Whatever.
Yeah.
I'm just gabbing.
I'll edit it. It'll make it sound like you said a coherent sentence.
Probably not.
It's funny because so many people are into date covers now. And this is like one of my things, probably because I'm like neurotic type A, I can't do it. I've tried, and like so many people are doing date covers now, and I know why they like them, but there's something to me, like I like to match it with the Erin Condren monthly colors. It's how my mind works.
Even if the Erin Condren monthly colors aren't showing?
Yeah, I'm weird.
I'm gonna grab one while we're talking.
Yeah, because they're really pretty. Like I don't know.
Because I have the butterflies from the backstage cake.
Those are really pretty.
And they're gorgeous, but I think they might actually won't stand out like a sore thumb.
I like the idea of matching, even though you can't see pretty much anything. I like the concept of matching. Yeah,
as we've gotten to know each other.
Yeah, like in theory, I like that my kit matches the Erin Condren monthly colors that I can't see anymore. Right. I'm just like a giant weirdo.
It's a good idea.
Yeah, because that's something I've seen, like people are really into.
Because I actually think they match. The fact that the only difference is that they're butterflies, but we now, instead of the circles that you'll see here, they're actually the exact same size as our icon boxes from the icon planners and flags page. So they literally fit up against even the dots, which in this case really match well, and the days match really well. So I'm going to see how we go here with how it looks. But I like the squares better, so we've changed them, and we're going to start retrofitting the other kits to have them. But that's kind of cute.
That is.
Even though it's a butterfly, it's the right colors. You can't really tell. And it covers. So that's good. All right, we're doing that today.
This is like my creative outlet, but I'm also like neurotic type A.
I think I have my own version of it, which is how the kits end up looking the way that they do, and nobody actually realizes that I was. It's sort of a more behind the scenes than yours, because you film, whereas I'm behind the scenes designing. But I have very specific things that have to be a certain way, or I'll do them 16 different times.
I make weird noises when I take my stickers off. It's like something I've noticed.
Worst case, I have extras.
I've like noticed I make like beaker noises from the Muppets whenever I'm taking stickers off. I'm like,
meep.
Yeah. I just end up like meeping the entire time. Someone pointed that out in one of my videos, and I'm like, yeah, I do that. I'm always just like...
I never noticed, but that's funny. And also, I forgot that we were filming the St. Patrick's Week and Palm Sunday, but, you know, I didn't bring any of my own stuff, so I don't have my... St. Patrick's Day, but I do have the wacky holidays and some extras, some extra fun stuff that I brought for us to play with. This is the April subscription this piece that's missing is just a mirror image of her looking in the mirror, which is ironic.
My mom loves that kind of stuff. I always like buy her decorative sheets because she doesn't plan like this. She just has her day at a glance, and
she'll take this home. You can take this home to her. I love your mom.
She's gonna be here on Thursday. She's gonna be like all over.
Is she seriously? Oh,
yeah.
Wouldn't that have been fun if all three of us could have done this?
She had so much. She loved the vintage Christmas kit. She was like, it's like being a little girl again.
Isn't it fun? I get that a lot. We get letters like thanking us for bringing back memories of, you know, Christmases with their grandparents in the morning and stuff like that. And I don't think I'm going to take it down, actually. It was one that we were going to take down, and then I thought, people really do know that it's not Christmas.
Yeah.
So it's not like they don't get that. But here's some other little sets that I just have out of my little stash that if you want to use any of them, they've just come out. So this one actually was a sampler from last month's kit, now that I think about it.
Yeah, because I was going to say I have that
this
one.
I'm
pretty sure I have like all the
I have like 5 of these because I love this sampler so much that I keep taking things. And this is my Gigi marker now, the paper doll with the dark hair with the bun. And I last night we met with friends of Dave's, and I showed her in my personal planner, and I peeled back the dress, and she's like, no way. She's like 9. She's like, that's the coolest thing I've ever seen. She goes, and I don't even like dresses. I was cracking up. But she did enjoy the new Galaxy Geeks, the little minis that we made, Galactic Geeks or something. I don't remember the names. Once I've done them, I'm like, I don't know anymore. But I need to do this for St. Patrick's Day, I guess. I don't know if I'll put it up that high because it'll cover everything. No, I'll wait and see where it ends up. You're almost done. And I'm doing
I have my
the
whole
chatting.
list of all the, I have like my whole list of all the stuff
Right.
that I'm gonna add in. So,
Well, for me, I'll be honest, this is actually a mock for me. And I know sometimes people think that's weird, but when I have to do a layout photograph every day for new sets, wait, I'm not doing that yet because I haven't done my scallops. People like to see it, and so for me, it makes sense to do a set a day. And that's part of my daily schedule, is one layout a day to add to the photographs for the listings.
I know this says home, but I think I'm just gonna do this for uploads, like for videos, like what video I'm uploading. Because I didn't have a header for that, so I'm making stuff up.
I just brought the general stuff.
Yeah.
I didn't do your personalized style.
Yeah, I know.
You're
But
like,
it's something I
you're
do
like,
at
I know,
home.
Whitney. I
It's
can
not-
see that.
I probably could have done work, but I don't think ahead. Sometimes I just put things down and then I'm like, whatever.
The good thing
I know
about,
what it means.
The good thing about our matte stuff, though, is that it's super, super easy to
Yeah.
remove it.
Oh,
like,
yeah.
even a couple days later, be like, wait a minute, that didn't happen. I don't even have to cross it off. I can just move it.
I have to put like a canceled or a rescheduled because it's like I need to
I
use
just
more
enjoy
stickers.
it, right?
Yeah, I'm like, I own
nope.
it.
Or maybe not. Me and my Pitch Perfect need to quote everything from Pitch Perfect every day.
It's like late to the Pitch Perfect party. I only saw it for the first time like
I might cry in my heart a little
ago.
bit right now
it
that
was
you
just
just
a few
said
months
that.
ago that I saw it for the first time. I was like,
Have you seen it
this
more
is-
since, like every day?
Not quite every day.
Oh.
My favorite movie of all time is probably 10 Things I Hate About You. I've seen that like 1,000 times.
See, that's the generational gap between
Yeah.
us. Because I'm half your age. No, you're half my age. And Big Fish is my favorite movie.
I like Big Fish. That is a very good movie. I like
And
anything with is it Helena or Helena Bonham Carter? I never know how to pronounce her.
I won't correct you, because I can't be sure, but I think it's Helena.
Helena Bonham. I like her.
But that's me guessing. But my second favorite is one that almost nobody's ever heard of, which is kind of funny. It was one of the longest running Broadway shows ever, other than Cats, which, can you believe, have you heard? They're back.
They're back.
Yeah.
Again.
Cats is back.
Oh,
Yeah. I don't know if anybody needs to see Cats more than once or twice in their life. Span. Yeah. I used to think I could sing, and I would sing that all the time.
We used to have to watch it in music class. I had a music teacher when I was in like 4th grade who was obsessed with it, and she had a recording of it, and we used to watch it like every other Friday when she just
That would be
decided she didn't
me
want
if
to
I was a
teach.
teacher.
She'd be like,
I'd
let's
be
watch
like-
Cats, and we're like, okay, guys.
You're like, I'm gonna put my head down now. Now's the time to sleep. This is where I always hit a wall, where I'm like, I really have to think where I'm going with the week personally. And then I'm like, okay, I guess I'm satisfied. Oh, I forgot a 3mm. Can't have that. I'm really particular about my 3mm. Like, they can't be too close to each other if I duplicate them. And see, I have my little neuroticisms, if that's a word. I just
It
made it
is.
up.
It's a word. We've decided. It is decided.
I believe the real word is neuroses now that I think about it, but I like my word.
Your word's pretty cool.
But yeah, it's that coloring in the lines thing. Plus, my end of weeks are either super busy or super not busy. And I'm trying to think. I'm pretty busy up to here because we're still here on vacation. And actually, I'm really looking forward to sleeping the rest of today. But we have to have another girl in here. I'll do it on Saturday. Which one looks the most Irish? This redhead? This one? Well, the Dance of the Mermaids is kind of like river dancing. Although mermaids, I don't think are in rivers, but there we go. There's
a lot of like Irish folklore with seals and like humans becoming seals. That's like their mermaid equivalent in their like folklore.
I didn't know that.
I'm really into like anime and animated stuff, and
I would never have guessed that you're into anime. Like, as much as I've
really
gotten to
into
know you, I would not have guessed that at all.
like really into it. I grew up with brothers. Like one of my brothers like dresses up and goes to cons.
Oh, he's a cosplay?
Yeah. And they like go to all these different like convention things and stuff. So I
That's
grew up
fun.
with that, and I just
When we first started, I did an anime sheet and showed it to a friend to ask her what she thought. And she looked at me and basically just laughed straight up in my face. And she goes, that would be considered the pornographic version of anime for teenage boys. I'm like, what? She's like, yeah. And so I was like, well, that's not going anywhere then. We'll just leave that in design. But it was pretty funny because I had no clue whatsoever.
I really like doing what was I saying? Anime. Oh, there's like this movie, Secret of Kells. It was nominated. It's about the Book of Kells and the creation of the Book of Kells, which is this like gorgeous illuminated manuscript from the Middle Ages, and
This is sounding like something I'm going to want to look into.
and the whole thing's done without like perspective. Like it's animated the way like drawings from the Middle Ages were, where like things are just like on funny angles,
Right.
and there's like really big people, and that's supposed to be
Right.
there in the front, and like little people mean they're in the back,
Right.
and not like
I get it.
They did the same production.
And that was
company.
in anime?
It's like an animated thing. It's along the same.
Oh, animated. Okay.
Yeah, but it's like got a lot of the same feel.
My
It's
old
like,
lady is showing right now.
and then there's the there's a movie, To the Sea, that they did because it's all Irish stuff. So
Gotcha.
it's an Irish production company, and To the Sea is about seals and like the Irish folklore around women who turn into seals.
I never knew anything about this seal business. I thought it was all like...
Selkies.
Is that what they're called?
Selkies.
I'm learning so
It's a
much
mythical
today.
creature. You can't be a mermaid. You might want to be a selkie. So
Well,
I'd rather be a mermaid.
I think
But
I'd rather
seals
be a
are pretty
mermaid.
cool. I like seals.
I
but
just
I'm
want to
weird.
sit there with the, like Ariel and brush my hair with a fork.
I did that
I'd
once
be really happy.
at the table when I
Have
was
that
like
work out for you.
3 or 4. I got yelled at. We were at my grandparents' house, and I just picked up the fork and started like combing my hair with it, and my
That's
dad was like,
hilarious.
"What are you doing?"
You're like,
My
I'm
mom's
Ariel.
like, "Go get a new fork. Do not eat off that."
That's funny. All right, I'm starting to catch up. Not even close. I'm so far behind right now.
I just like go.
When you're just planning for you and not doing a plan with me, where's your location? What's your favorite spot?
Desk. I have all my
Really?
stuff at my desk. Yeah.
Yeah, I guess that's more convenient. See, for me, I do it in bed. And I call it quality time because Dave and I are sitting next to each other, technically. But that's usually when we do our binge watching. but it's zen-like and
Yeah.
relaxing for me. And then I have insomnia issues, so
So do I, and that's why I don't do anything in bed except sleep, because that was part
it's
of what was
probably
like
better.
something that like my doctor said for good sleep hygiene. So I like don't do anything in my bedroom except for like getting ready and sleeping and like. But I know I'm a weirdo. Like other people are like, I'm gonna hang out in bed, and
No, that's not weird.
I'm just like.
Well, I was bedridden for 9 months, so that's sort of my safe place, I think, my comfort zone. And Dave's always trying to tell me, get out of the bedroom and go do this and sit there. And I'm like, stop bossing me. You know it doesn't work. So you remember those wash the hair things from yesterday? Those are my ombres, which we made just for me because I'm in the middle of changing over from virgin brunette hair. I should point out hair virgin.
Both of your children were immaculate conceptions.
They both are, yeah.
Yeah.
But anyway, so I'm in the process, literally processed hair. So this is basically what I look like when my hair's down. So now I have one, and then I'll switch over to the blonde later. Did you like the redhead that we did? Because I know a few of us VGR girls are good, strong redheads. Have you seen them?
I
should have brought
I'm
up
gonna
a
just
set
cover
for
up
you.
this Sunday because I never work on Sundays, so I'm just gonna do that because I want to use the hydrate, the little mason jars.
Aren't they
so I
so
don't want to
fun?
have hydrate on here twice because I'm
Right.
weird, but not that weird. I think I might be that
Well,
weird.
that's actually why I ended up using this on the side, because it had the pink, which I'm going to be adding more decorative. I know I do a lot more decorative than you do, because I'm pretty much like almost done with it, you know, the no white thing. But I'm a decorative girl. I don't know, it makes my heart happy.
I like decorating like around the top. Like sometimes if I have a decorative sheet I really like, instead of doing scallops, I'll put like the small stickers and like.
Those
do
are
that
fun
at the
too,
top.
across the top. That's why we do mini versions of almost everything. I don't know if people know like how my thought process when I design,
She
but this
designs
is
everything.
a good example. The little itty bitties, because people like to have just small design for the small deco, and then some people like this big statement pieces, like our other mermaids, those two giant ones.
I love those.
Aren't they amazing?
I want to do a spread and not have a functional sidebar just so I can put one of those mermaids on the sidebar.
Yeah, like if you do this section for like also with the pink Christmas, all you lose in your whole week, even though the stickers are so large, is this small section here, which I think is pretty impressive. If you're gonna use a giant statement sticker, you only lose a little bit of your Monday, which we could all happily lose some Mondays. So that's kind of what I like to do. But these aren't that big because I didn't want them to overwhelm our beautiful mermaids. So I still haven't picked out Fridays, like Friday morning. And I think I lost stickers. I call them papers at home. So.
There's an Etsy notification.
Is that my phone?
I think that might be my phone.
That's your phone?
Yeah, that's my phone.
Yeah, I was like, my phone is always on silent. Like I live in silence unless I'm listening to TV or music. I'm really weird about that stuff. Oh, I think I put all of my stuff over here. That's where it went. Well, whatever. We'll figure it out. But as if it's a hard decision. I mean, realistically, it's not that difficult given that we've got 4 colors. But I'm actually sitting here going back and forth. Which one do I use? Because I have this here and I have that waterfall effect here. It reminds me of in my mind, of the ride, the jungle ride, or what is it at Disneyland? The jungle ride. where you go through and they're
I know what
like,
you're
watch
talking
out.
about.
Have you been to Disneyland?
I've been to Disney World, not Disneyland.
They have to have that jungle ride. You go on the boat and they like shoot the
That was
animals.
closed when I was there.
Oh.
There was like a boat ride that was closed. It's been a really long time since I've been.
Yeah, like that's like one of the oldest rides at Disneyland in California. So I've been on it a bajillion times. But it's kind of a joke that I make about the backside of water. Mm-hmm. That's what they talk about as they go behind the waterfall. You see it from the front at the first part of the ride, and then towards the end of it, you go behind it. You're like, look, it's never been seen before. The backside of water. And they make the cheesiest jokes, but it's a fun ride. The kids liked it. It was fun taking them to Disneyland.
My dad used to go to Disneyland all the time as a kid because he had cousins that lived in Anaheim.
Yeah.
And so they used to go like hang
Of
out with their
course.
cousins and go to. He had
Yeah.
been to Disneyland like a bunch of times and never been to Disney World until.
I've
like,
never
I
been to
got-
Disney World.
Really?
To this day, no. I'm a Southern California girl. Like, for me to go
Right,
to
yeah.
Disneyland, it's like, whatever. All right, now I really have to make the hard decision of which bottom washi I'm going to use. Because I look at yours, and I think, ooh, that's kind of like my waterfall. But then, like, my VGR comes out, and the turquoise just calls to me. I think it's more of the siren song. There we go. There's my siren song right there. That's my heart color. I haven't done glossy washi yet because I don't know why.
I
But
always
with
do
the
that.
glitter,
Mhm.
you have to. It's
Yeah.
just too
Oh,
pretty
yeah.
not to, in my humble opinion.
I agree.
What do you think of the big VGR sticker that comes with the washi, the bottom washi now?
I like them. I put them like on my monthly spread or things like that.
I always put them on the 10th of the
Yes.
month because I actually use my Wacky Holidays sub during the month week spreads.
Mm-hmm.
That didn't make sense, but the weekly spreads, I use them throughout the month.
Yes.
And so I wait to put them down until I decorate that week.
I've started doing that. Like I've been putting them on my fitness planner, which, as I was mentioning to you earlier, like is the planner I use the most. So I've started, because I wasn't really, like I wanted my monthly spread to be more functional, and when I was putting them on my monthly spread, I didn't have enough space to like actually put anything else. And I also wasn't looking at my monthly spread then, because why would I look at my monthly spread if there's nothing functional on it?
Right?
So
Well,
I'm
I
totally
hear
just
ya.
putting the mason jars down here because I can. I don't know if I'm gonna regret this. I might be pulling them
the
up.
good news is that they can
They come
peel.
up. I kind of am regretting this. I don't know.
So then peel them up.
Right. Maybe I'll put them over here. I'll put them at the top
Go wild.
and just have. This is. I do this all the time. People are like, you leave your mistakes in when I edit stuff, and I'm like, it wouldn't be coherent if I had to delete everything I changed. You would just be
Right.
like, why is this on here and this thing, and then the next thing it's not, and then.
But I think it's important that people see that it's, I mean, you could show only the good stuff, but realistically, it's not real life that way.
Yeah.
It's sort of like, here's the perfect plan with me, when in reality, it's something that is a process. Even still, and you and I individually do plenty of layouts. I don't film mine because I just don't. But I think it's important that people can see it. I like seeing that on your plan with me. I totally went over the edge, because I can.
Mm-hmm.
I make my paper bigger if I want to. Oopsies. Look at
I
that.
do things all the time that I'm just like, I'll even tell people like, oh, I tried this week and then it didn't work out, and
Now I just tore off half of my thing. That didn't work so well.
I'm like, oh, I tried doing this and I never used it, or it wasn't functional for me, or blah, 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 whatever.
But people learn from that. I think
Yeah.
so many people are afraid to try things. Like I was saying yesterday in the workshop, how I never, ever, ever mix up my scallops.
Mm-hmm.
But in the backstage VGR, Kate, which we're going to be listing with finally, I actually swapped it up because I didn't want the same two words, phrases on each side of the page. It seemed redundant, and it seemed, you know, if you're going to make a statement, I feel like you should make it.
Mm-hmm.
Once should be enough, as I tell my children. I say it once, and you listen.
This is like so unlike me, because I did that all those across. I've used so many half boxes in this. Normally
That's
I'm not a
unusual
half box
for you.
girl.
But you've actually added a lot of,
I wanted to do something like different, just do a different style, because I don't know, why not?
it's funny for me, like this is the part, like this is the, I guess, important part, but this is the part where I'm like, I need to just get through it so that I can get to the fun part. And I don't think I even brought scissors.
Who
So,
needs them?
well, I do, actually, it turns out, for glossy. I'm gonna have to find a credit card or something.
Yeah.
But,
I can grab like something that doesn't have
I think I
personal
actually have
information
something.
on it.
Oh, you mean like my driver's license right here? I'll just do it upside down.
That's always, there's like been so many times when I'm filming a haul and then I go to
You're like,
edit
"Oh,
it
my
and I'm
address."
like, oh look, you can see my full address all
Why don't
over
I just give you
this.
my social and my phone number while I'm at it? Yeah, that's actually why we ended up getting a P.O. box, because
I might
I
have.
realized that it was something that needed to happen.
Yeah. If I keep doing like racks with leftover like stickers or things that I like,
I'd
wanna use-
recommend it. It ends up, if you pay for a year, you end up paying like, and I don't know what the going rates are in this area, but for us, it ended up being like 12, 15 bucks a month. And it's worth it right there, just to protect your privacy, just to be on the safe side. My mom is coming out right now, but listen to me. Protect yourself. Protect your identity.
Deanne Carson thanks you for that.
I bet she does. You're her baby. What did I put on the other side? This is my lack of memory. Oh, nothing.
Yeah, this is, people are always like, you didn't leave room for your weekend banner on the weekend, and I'm like, oh, I'm just gonna put it down here, because I never have. I could move this stuff and actually put this
I
in.
think that's my second decision that I make. I make usually the top box decision, and then my two choices of the boxes here for my weekend banner, which I also often forget or end up decorating. So I'll just peel it up instead of having it all have other decorative stickers.
Oh, shit. I like really need to be better. I swear a lot on camera and I edit some of it out, but I know I have people that watch this with their kids like around, and I swear like a sailor on camera sometimes.
Well, I'll give you a little advice from a mom who doesn't swear in front of her children, but swears like a sailor in real life. My children know that what they hear is not necessarily what they can say. And so, again, I can't speak for other parents or viewers of yours, but I know that with Gigi being so interested in Plan With Me's and doing her little sets. Oh, we should talk about that.
Oh yeah,
Earth Day set.
You talk about it because I'm like out of the loop since I
Yeah, I'll tell
went
you
like
about it. Went
dark
like
for Lent.
underground.
Yeah, I gave up like all social media except for Instagram.
It makes me laugh because I actually sent you a message and then I was like, SMH. Like,
yeah.
she's not even gonna see this for like a month. So then I just sent it to your phone. But anyway, so Georgia did this Earth Day set. Now, right here, I'm basically done with the main covering.
Deco stuff.
So what I'll do is I'll just show you guys. This is the monthly, and this is actually the reason people have been asking for a long time for us to sell the Wacky Holidays separately. And the reason that we did a subscription in the beginning was for the Wacky Holidays. Very specifically, that's what the subscription was. Mm-hmm. And then people wanted more to it, so we added to it. And then now they want them individually. And so what I ended up doing is thinking about it realistically as a customer or just myself, knowing that I have a personal size planner, and I also have an A5 and the Erin Condren planner. I knew I needed more than just one monthly Wacky Holidays, so that's why we actually offer them now for individually, so that people can get them. But this is Gigi's. I can turn this around if you want.
We can turn it.
You can do it however you want.
I'm really liking this. I saw
Isn't
one
it darling?
picture. Yeah, and I was just like, oh, okay, whatever. But now that I'm seeing it, I didn't realize there were all these patterns.
Yeah.
And it kind of reminds me of a more playful tree hugger.
It's kind of like tree hugger, exactly.
Yeah.
And it really, and what I love is how do you make this so that adorable that you want to have a recycling box there?
Yeah.
But Gigi is the one who actually told me what to do. She enjoyed bossing me around, and also she learned how to do some tricks of the trade. So now she's ready to design her next set when I get back from spring break, because they're with their father. And so what she did here is Earth Day, and this is my version. She did her own on Periscope, but I didn't remember to get the add-on app or whatever that allows you to keep something for more than 24 hours. So it's gone. But basically, Gigi designed this for Earth Day because she's actually very much into recycling, but more importantly, Georgia's about water conservation. It's a really big thing for her, and has been since we lived in Israel because it's a desert. Mm-hmm. And so that's why we actually included the water features. Mm-hmm. But she's doing a contest on Instagram, and she's deciding who the winner is, whatever reason she chooses. I'm not involved. Whether she likes it because it stands out to her, or she thinks, I honestly don't know what she's going to base the whole concept on. But you get a $100 gift certificate, thanks to Mommy, to Vintage Gypsy Road. So I think it's fun. And she has said that it doesn't have to be a no white space, that she just wants to see anybody's version. And so we do have the set you can purchase, but I think you can we also have the pieces in the shop that you can buy individually if you're not a no white person. So that's good, that more than just the no white people can do part of the contest. And she's choosing it on the 22nd of April.
Okay, because I think that's something that I know I've gotten a lot of comments, and I've talked to you about this before, but I'll repeat myself for the camera, but that so many people don't seem to realize that you can buy everything a la carte from your shop. And I get a lot of comments about the everything but the kitchen sink, and I'm like, all those things that are in there you can also buy individually. And,
absolutely.
And you can always just search for, if you see an everything but the kitchen sink, but you're like, I'm a white space planner, I only need 3 of the sheets in this, or I want this and some of the t-shirts or whatever, just search in the Etsy box.
Actually, you don't even need to search in the Etsy box
you have a
anymore.
link now in the description.
We do at least 1 to 2 links within each listing.
So it'll take you to everything.
So it'll take you to all the matching pieces, including the add-ons that don't come in the kit. Because people were requesting a kit, and then we had the other people who were requesting things from the kit outside of it. And so we decided to do best of both worlds.
Yeah.
So you can do it simple, you just push one button and it's in your cart, or you can individualize down to even the functionality of your headers, because we do have an option for choose your own headers, and you can customize those.
I do.
So that's really fun.
Yeah.
And they're really, in actuality, our sets, people like them because they like to be able to do the no white space. But then there's people who really love just like 2 sheets, and then their headers are a big thing for them. So
In the everything but the kitchen sink set, there's like enough for me to do 2 spreads, basically.
I think easily.
Yeah.
Even with the no white space, I find that when we do our grab bags, half of the grab bags are from my kits that I test, and they end up being like 1 sticker off of it. Like I could literally, I'll try to give an example of something that I do. Well, now that I'm getting into like the actual important stuff, I can show that, but I have them. I can't have the 2 twerkers right next to each other. That
The
would just,
twerking mermaids.
I couldn't do it. So there, we'll do that. Maybe not twerking on Sunday. That's uncomfortable for me.
No playing cards or twerking on Sunday.
Okay, no gambling maybe, but playing cards. Uno's
It used
good.
to be like a thing like that cards were the devil or something. I
Right.
don't know. My grandma was like, when I was a kid, we weren't allowed to touch a deck of cards on Sunday because cards are the devil.
What
And,
what was her religious background?
just like Protestant, but she grew up in Waco, which explains a lot. But
Actually,
don't
I'm not
go.
a Texan.
Don't go to Waco. That's
Okay.
where all the crazy people live. I'm allowed to say that because
Okay.
my family.
It's
but
near
no.
it's near us,
Don't
not
go.
super
Don't go
near.
to Waco.
I've never been. But I've
you've made-
heard
that's a good life choice. That's
you know.
one good life choice you've made today.
Yes.
Is you didn't go to Waco. I probably just offended like the 3 people in Waco that are watching this video.
Maybe.
But
We can't make everybody
Waco,
happy,
Waco.
right?
Well, that was where like the weird, like the shooting
Right.
and the yeah.
Which of course now, the minute you said it, I can't think of his name.
I can't either.
But it'll come to me. And if
saw
I
you
blurt
doing
it
this,
out.
like you had like flags, or maybe it was underneath, or you did.
No, I
something.
do. I love putting
And I'm
little
like,
flags.
I'm
The
doing
decorative
this now.
flags that we have, especially when it's such a cute set.
Yeah.
With all of these, I mean, look, you have a quote. Who gets a quote in a flag? I mean, literally. It's that tiny little. And you can have it right there for you. Dance of the Mermaids. Boom.
She's from Texas, and she grew up with like all of her great aunts and uncles lived in the same house as them, and they were all children during the Civil War who
Oh,
lived on a
boy.
plantation
Oh, wow.
in Tennessee. So she grew up with like super hardcore conservative Southern people, and
That must be interesting.
yeah, they were like, cards are the devil because you can gamble with cards. I don't know, but they
think
weren't
so.
allowed to. They weren't allowed to like even play like solitaire on Sundays or something because.
Well, they didn't have Uno back then. That's the problem.
Yeah.
We're big Uno fans. But we also play Cards Against Humanity when the
Yeah.
kids are in bed.
Yeah.
So
There's a
that would get me in trouble.
There's this card game called Exploding Kittens,
I think you've mentioned that before.
and there's like a safe for work and a definitely not safe for work
That's hilarious.
version of this game, and like one of the cards is like it's for seeing into the future. Like you can see the top 3 cards in the deck. And it's like boob wizard, like, and there's another one like you basically it's like crawl up a goat butt and see the many
delightful.
marvelous things there, and the picture is like
Oh my
a head like sticking out of a goat butt.
It's delightful.
But like imagine playing that with your dad, I was playing that.
We actually
with my dad,
played
and
with
it was-
Keely and her boyfriend. Dave and I played Cards Against Humanity, and I think honestly it was more funny. Definitely for us than it was for them, but it was more fun for us because they got to be very free. You know, I mean, they're adults now,
Yeah.
like in the real world, adults, and so and we're like, you can feel safe. It's like, you're allowed to say that. And they're like, it's okay because I feel really weird. I'm like, you can say all the bad words. I mean, we can't play this game without that. So you could just sit there and watch, or we could pull out Uno if you're really uncomfortable. And they're like, no, we love this game. So we play it every once in a while.
I want to put all of the mermaids.
I still haven't done my functional. Does that how much does that say about me? I have no function. I'm not going to do functional, maybe. Well, I'll do the meal planning. I guess it's important to feed them. I suppose I'll cook dinner.
Okay.
Oh, this Skyline chili that you guys have here. Dave was telling me about it.
Yeah.
And it's funny because he like pointed at, okay, I'm here trying to like mix up the colors, and then I realized we're in a monochromatic set. It doesn't matter.
Yeah.
So he said that it has cinnamon in it, and no offense, Skyline Chili of Ohio, but I am not a fan, and we didn't go, but when he told me that there was cinnamon in it, I said, well, I guess we won't be eating there.
You don't like cinnamon?
No, I am a chili girl. Like I from scratch create my own chili, like, and even though I live in Texas, I don't think I'll enter a chili cook-off, at least not in Texas, because I don't think that they would appreciate my amazing chili as it should be appreciated. But I don't see myself, oh look, that one matched. I don't think it would be appreciated quite the same way as I would like. So, but no, I'm not a cinnamon in my chili kind of girl.
Never had Skyline. I've lived in Ohio my entire life. I have never once had Skyline chili.
Well, now you know. It has cinnamon. And have you had cinnamon chili?
No.
So then I would suggest it's a strong flavor.
Well, in Ohio, people put chili on pasta. Like,
that's not uncommon though. That's like they
thing
do that in
people do?
England as well. They don't call it chili per se, but it is chili if you actually look at the ingredients. But it's like a bolognese almost, you know, except it has the beans and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But that's not an uncommon thing. I don't think
it's weird that we like the chili, like Cincinnati chili is like you always put it on pasta. Because I grew up, that's how I grew up. My mom makes chili. She does not put cinnamon in it, but my mom makes chili from scratch. And I do too. I do different chili than hers, but she always did Cincinnati chili. And we always ate it over pasta. And then I was like, you can just have chili in a bowl? Like, what?
No way.
Like rice? I used to put it on rice too.
That's good.
Yeah.
That's yummy. That's a really filling meal though, those two.
Yeah.
Pasta and rice and chili. But I have to do my coffee with my girlfriend every Monday, even though she sometimes can't make it. I always make sure that I set aside time. And then now that I'm working on getting my strength back, I have my treadmill stickers. We have this gigantic, or as Gigi and I would say, ginormous treadmill in our bedroom. So I honestly can't tell you that I don't do anything but sleep in my bedroom. We have we have this big house, but if it weren't in our bedroom, it would have to go upstairs, and it's so heavy that I don't know how we would get it up the stairs. So
strap it to, got a mover, and they strap it to their back. We had a piano that was upstairs in my house when we lived in Columbus, and one guy strapped it to his back, and the other guy like walked backwards up the stairs holding the other end, and it was terrifying. And my dad's like, and that will not be moving until we leave this house.
Right. Yeah.
We have the piano now and in my apartment, and I'm like,
do you play?
I badly.
That's okay.
Yeah.
Playing is playing. We have a keyboard for now.
I just have like the upright, but I'm like, when we move, we can't move ourselves anymore. With the piano, like we could barely get it from the front door to my apartment.
I had to leave one really special piece. Sorry about that horrible, like make your teeth itch sound. Nails on a chalkboard kind of thing. I had to leave a book bookcase that my mother found on the street in our neighborhood when I was a little girl. And I had to leave it in Israel in the apartment because the movers that came were not the movers that brought it, and they couldn't figure out how to get it out the door, and I was already back in the US, and I was devastated. I was like, not my bookcase. It's been every color you can imagine. It was pink for my Laura Ashley bedroom. Yeah, and then it was white, then it was black, and then I think it became trash after that when they couldn't get it out of the apartment any other way. So, kind of bummed about that.
Yeah.
Ooh, I can use my planes.
That's always like the thing that's, because I made a comment about the 2 planes thing, and someone was like, well, maybe the idea is like if you're going on vacation, you'll be gone for a week. But I'm like, well, a lot of times people like
Go for business
yeah,
for a day.
business, or they have a spouse, or even if,
What the heck was that?
I don't know, it might have been a bird flying into the window or something, or
Sorry, Birdie.
um
Bird's like, my neck hurts.
or like even if you want to, like when someone's arriving somewhere and departing, or
It's still 2 planes.
Yeah, or if you
unless
have,
you're
like-
traveling like for a move.
Yeah.
You need more than 1 plane. Period.
like I guess I've only flown once since I've started doing planning, but I needed 2 planes in 1 week, and I was like,
We definitely need the beer icon for St. Patrick's Day.
I was super excited about that. Mine's actually on Wednesday because we're getting together with family on Wednesday
Oh,
night.
that'll be fun. I'll just stick it here. Oh no, I can't plan. I'll be drunk. No, I'm just kidding. I barely drink. But
I want to do a drunk plan. I think it
want-
would be funny sometime to do like a my drunk plan with me.
Yeah, and you have to take a shot when you say a certain word. That would be really funny.
I feel like plastered 10 minutes in. I can't do shots.
I can do shots, but I can't
Shots
drink
of
wine
wine.
anymore.
Really?
Yeah, and I was a wino. I mean, not really, but I was a big fan of wine and like collected my favorite wine in Israel. I got one of the last cases that was ever made from that year, and I brought it back to the U.S. And then when I got sick, I discovered that I, in fact, cannot handle tannins at all. And I'm a red wine girl. And so I have all of my beautiful glasses and all of this wine that I can't use. And I'm like, whatever, go away. Like, what about a wine cooler? What about this?
Drink other things out of wine glasses. Sometimes I put my green smoothies in wine glasses to feel fancy.
That's fancy. So just, I guess we should comment about the extra noises that may have been heard throughout. We're actually at my husband's Ohio office in a conference room with big windows. And that's been a problem. There's been some funny noises, but c'est la vie.
Yeah.
The other thing I love to do with our little blanks at the top is use them with the icon boxes. But then I got smart and realized that if I wasn't going to be using, for say, example, an alarm clock, I just take an icon that I'm not going to use, and then I add it like this. I have really shaky hands, so I'll just kind of stick it here. I can peel it up. But that's another way of taking and creating extra icons in case you run out or need extra or have a celebration or, a birthday, because these are truly our functional standards. And then these are sort of basically one thing out of a month or a week that you would need for, one celebration or one birthday, or one coffee date or something like that, or one night of chili, because this is what reminds me every time. This pot, it reminds me of chili.
I use it for my meal prep because I like to do Sunday meal prep, and so I
That's
just
good.
always use that for my meal prep.
That's a good
And then
idea.
I use like the extra
I don't
book
want
and
to cover anything. Look, I'm not doing anything more.
I think for the first time ever, I have like a busier spread
Than me?
Yeah.
Yeah, probably. Because I think they're so pretty.
I know, I'm like, I want
Plus,
to
I
put
also
everything on.
am not afraid of writing on glossy. VGR glossy does not smear with any pen that I've ever tried. And I've used all of the top 10 most popular, at least, or more. I have yet to find anything that will smear. And I've tried. I've been drawn a line and then as fast as I could tried to smear it.
Do you have a stapler I could borrow? Because I might
I do.
write things down while we're just
I
chatting.
do. But yeah,
This is like, plan. Do you have a stapler?
do you have?
I forgot my stapler. Do you have a stapler?
I have all of those things.
Thank you.
In multiples. My kids are like, don't touch mommy's pens.
I have an owl mug full of staplers. That's like what I do with my.
Well, my 100 pen case alone fits all of my staplers. I'm sure there's room for other things, but I definitely have all of them. I have the roller balls as well, plus all of the limited editions that they've put out, because it's a limited edition, you have to have it. Like the earth tones that they had at back to school time. I got those. Keely hooked me on those. And that's actually what got me to go back to the fine liners instead of my roller balls, because I had more options. And it wasn't that they weren't good pens. The fine liners, that's all I use now. But I just I've always been a rollerball person or a fountain pen person, and you really can't plan with a fountain pen. I'll say this, I'm pretty sure you can smear fountain pen on any
anything,
paper.
yeah.
So even if it was on cloth. So that's the one thing I can say is probably pretty easy to smear. I have to put a couple of my trackers, and I'm kind of in a dilemma. And I have a situation here happening, so I need to fix this. I think I would drive people crazy if I did plan with me's all the time because of my bracelets. I usually have a cuff that Caitlin crocheted for me to cover my bracelets while I'm at the desk, which is kind of silly, but to take them all on and off every day to work is a lot of work. So she crocheted it for me, and she's like, you still wear it? I'm like, of course I wear it. And even if I didn't wear it, I'd save it because I'm a mom, hello. Okay, we're gonna have to put something that she's reaching for here because unfortunately, there's a spot that I don't like. Let me pull out some of my cute extras. I mean, she could definitely reach for the new Nerds in Disguise, but that seems inappropriate for this kit. Nail polish, because every girl, even a mermaid, needs nail polish. I could do nail polish or lipstick right here. I love these tiny little tea bags and the steam. It's the little details, I think.
I
That's the
love,
big
like, you
thing for
released, like,
me.
a whole batch of deco sheets.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, because I have a bunch of t-shirts from different collections I haven't used. And what I like to do when I have t-shirts with colors I really
that'd be
like
cute.
is pulling in a deco sheet. Because sometimes, like, if there's a lot of pattern, I don't want to use too much deco. Here I just
Right.
sort of went all out, but
But it's so pretty. I mean, hello, they're all mermaids and they're fabulous, so you have to.
sometimes, like, I just want to put stickers on it.
So, yeah, I just want my sticker book. Some days you need to. I'm trying to decide if I want to do it, the tracker, and I guess I'll do it over here in this week, because that's kind of the way that works. So I'll do, I hate covering up the adorable part though, the little clipboard with the circle, because I actually hang up my clipboards in my office, and I have like, did you notice yesterday I had a mini clipboard, and I had made it all the different papers and colors, because I can't just leave anything alone. it can't just be functional, it has to be pretty and functional. And Dave's like, I'm from Ohio, it's functional, that's all I need. I'm like, you're missing out, dude. There's a giant mess over on my side of the table.
There's a giant mess over here.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
you're good. We're all good. And I don't want to lose my girls because they need to still get in there. And I'm kind of supposed to do this. I think I'll do these
I like
above.
went wild and crazy on I have so much deco on here.
I tried to get pie last night because
Yeah.
yesterday was pie day. Did you?
Today's
Oh
pie
no,
day.
today's pie day.
3.1415926, and I can't do it from there.
You go, girl.
That's minor. Gotta know my pie.
Caitlin's big into pie. Like, she has a pie t-shirt. And then Keely was a math major, but now she's changed her major. So,
I wanted to do like applied, if I could go back and redo my college years, I either would have done mechanical engineering or applied mathematics.
I would have done neither of those, but we could have still been friends. I was an English and psych major. Oh my gosh.
I worked in a psych lab, and then I had like my thematic sequence, which is like a mini minor, was in British modernism.
Oh, that's cool. There's a no selfies day on Wednesday.
It's like every
I think
day
that's
for
gonna
me.
break, I think that might break the internet down. Like, it'll shut down, not break it, but it'll just be like,
Yeah. We'll be back tomorrow at 8 a.m.
Right? We have nothing to do. We're just gonna stare in the mirror.
I almost never take selfies. Every once in a while I do. Whenever people are like, but what I'm doing now, I'm like
Yeah. I have stopped taking selfies
shoveling food in my mouth and
since I got sick. So I'm
not
like,
wearing a bra.
nobody needs to look
Yeah.
at me. Even myself.
This
I
is,
never
I think
even
this is
look
the
in the
first
mirror.
time I've planned wearing a bra ever.
I think you might have a point there. I think I'm with you.
I'm at home not wearing a bra.
Yeah. If it requires bras,
Hey,
it's not
at the
happening.
time, this is like the TMI plan with me, but
It's all right.
during the winter when I was like, if I could wear like a loose sweater, I'd have like a tank top on, and I'm like, 'cause I'm flat, so I would just not wear a bra.
Yeah.
And no one would know.
Well, you know what's funny about that is that I'm the opposite of flat, and I'm lucky, the women in my family, so I can actually go, I'm not now, but I can actually go without a bra if it's a good quality t-shirt and not one of my ragged like burnouts, because obviously you can't do a burnout. But I go to the mailbox and pick up line at school with no bra. I don't have any shame.
I'm right there with you.
Awkward moments, Friday. That's like our day. I think that'll be good. Awkward moments. That's my kind of day. That's actually pretty much all day, every day for me. I think I've got enough. I didn't do any of my headers, but I don't know when you want to stop or not. If you want it to just show it at the end, because I'm just going to slap them down. I'm really not the most careful header person. Some people really are. And it's got to be like exact.
I'm like that.
And of all the things, that's my least exact items.
Alright guys, sorry the camera battery died at the end of Whitney adding in her wacky holidays and her mason jars, which I am like really in love with. So this is the finished spread, and this was a lot of fun.
It's so cute.
We were joking that it looks like Whitney and I switched spreads because mine's like chaos and like deco everywhere, and I like mixed it up and did half boxes. Like,
I like it.
Oh my gosh.
I think it looks so pretty.
I just like putting stickers on things. Sometimes I'm like, I'm just gonna put every sticker I own on one sheet.
It looks good. I should have done what you did with your mason jars. I was so busy not paying attention to yours.
I like yours on the bottom.
See, I like yours up top.
You know.
Well, you started off with yours on the bottom,
Yeah,
and then moved them up. But
so
it's
I could
cute.
put the fabulous mermaids down here.
They look pretty.
This is like what Dolly Parton would be if she was a mermaid.
Total. Well, it's a tie, I think, between the pink one and the purple. I think Dolly Parton could pull off any of them.
Yes.
That makes it easy.
Well, thank you so much for planning with me today, Whitney. I had a lot of fun.
It was a blast.
And make sure you go check out Vintage Gypsy Road. I always have her linked in the description along with my coupon code for 20% off.
Oh, and you know what? To interrupt you once again, don't forget that we still do our business card trade-in. So if you have 5 business cards, send them to us and you get a free sheet.
Yes.
So along with the coupon code, you know what? She's the Dolly Parton right there.
Yes, she's the Dolly Parton.
But that's our recycling program and loyalty program, as some people call it. But
yes,
this was fun.
I always try to remind people of that in the halls. Like, don't throw your business cards away.
Right.
Get free stickers. But
lots of fun.
So again, thank you guys for watching, and I will talk to you next time. Bye.
Bye.